Hello everyone, this is Priyanshu, Assistant Professor of Cities Belgrade University. Today we're going to talk about the soil taxonomy, properties of soil, and how many types available in India according to Indian Society of Soil Science. So let's see what is a soil taxonomy. Soil taxonomy structure category in soil taxonomy. So soil taxonomy is a multi-category system, and in such a system, each category contains all members of the population. Higher level categories are more generalized and the subtract than the lower level categories. Once the classes are separated at high categories level, this remains separated throughout the lower categories of this system. Instead, the classes are mutually exclusive without overlap. The hierarchical system has six categories which can be grouped as higher categories, order, suborder, and great group, and lower categories, subgroup, family, and series. The various categories of a soil taxonomy, along with their differentiating characteristics, uh, like orders about a grade group and lower categories, subgroups, family, and series. So next one is the most important is nomenclature. Nomenclature used in a soil taxonomy is based on coined words from Greek and Latin language. The basic principle followed in the coining the names are that the name should be easily remembered, suggest some properties of the object, suggest the place of taxon in the system, be as a sort as a possible, be as a euphonic and possible, and fit readily is as many language as possible. So the name of the classification unit are combinations of syllables. Each part of the name conveys a concept of the soil characters or a genesis. For example, aridisol, Latin word aridus means a dry, and solum. On the soils, the dry place, vertisol, Latin word also. Verto means a turn, and solum, soil. The soil which John or invert detail and information about affirmative elements and their meaning at each category level is available. So order means of formative elements is a subtract from each order. It starts with your first row of with your first vowel and the ends and last constant preceding the connecting vowel with a common ending soul. Category is a differentiated characteristics order 12 order. In short form, we can remind like a avogami house, a compound word to remember the name based on a morphology. Presence or absence of a major diagnostic horizon. Suborder 68 suborder within a 12 orders, mostly based on a soil property associated with a moisture and temperature rhythm, present material and vegetations. Grade groups are more than 300 in a number, divided based on the presence and the absence of a diagnostic horizon and the arrangement and on B's status, soil moisture raisins. If not take taken the suborder label. Suborder more than a 2000. The typic is used the center concept of a grade groups other are used to indicate integrative soil properties most important family soil properties most important for a plant growth and used or differentiated like a texture mineralogy and STR averaged over the control section or a smaller series. It is the lowest category in the system. The collection of a soil uniform is characterized and management of a horizon like color, texture, structure, consistency, pH, and is it most useful for making a land use plans of a small areas named as the place where it was first recognized. So Avagami house, first one is Alfisol. V means Vadisol. A means Andisol. G means Gerisol. A means Aridisol. I means Insectisol. H means Histosol. O means Oxysol. And U means Altisol. S means Spodosol. And E means Antisol. So with the collecting O for a break or I means for a Latin. This affirmative element is used as an ending for all suborder to group and the family within all order. Jelly, EL, histosol, IEST, spodosol, OD, endisol, and oxysol, oxy, cortisol, ERD, and eridisol, ID, and antisol, ULT, molisol, alfisol, ALF, and septisol, EFT, and antisol, EN. Suborders of consist of two syllables. First is a suggestive of a class, second name of others. For example, uh, UST and ALF, Alt and XERD, ERD, and FLUV aren't. Grade group, the name of group are made by a prefixing an additional prefix, uh, Hult, Alt, Kandi, and Helmut, Alti, and Fluent. Subgroup, this means are a pointer prefixing or one more adjective with the grade groups Alphi order, Alta, Altafos suborder, uh, family texture mineralogy class as a temperature regime in order and include to the subgroups to point the family fine mixed and yeah, fine mixed isopotamic families of typic Hapus series Series are named after the town, village, and river geographic name near where they were first recognized, like Jalandhar series and Nabi Baga series. Certain details may For a key are important and strictly followed in the soil taxonomy. So, concept the soil with the parameter first within 100 centimeter or genetic material within 100 centimeter of the parameter first within a 200 centimeter. So, it's a jelly soil. Differentiated properties of a soil order in soil taxonomy. There are 12 soil order. They replace the zonal and intrazonal and zonal orders of a old system. These soils represent broadly the geographic areas that roughly uh, under the bioclimatic boundaries. The differentiated properties of 12 soil orders are first one is anti-soil. Anti-soil, anti-soil or a soil of a recent origin. Recent origin. The central concept is the soil developed in unconsolidated parent material with usually no genetic origin except an a origin. All soils tend to not fit into one of the other 11 orders are anti-soil. Thus, they are characterized by a great diversity both in the environmental setting and land use. Many anti-soil antisol are found in a steep rocky setting. However, the antisols of a large river. A recently developed mineral soil with no diagnostic origin, that is also called a recently found soil, low degree of soil development due to a less time, and it's found in all state of India. Insectisol, insectisol from a Latin word insectum, beginning. All soil exhibit minimal horizon development. They are more developed than in these soils, but still lack the feature that are characteristics of other soil order, although not found under a arid climate region in subtle soils. Nevertheless, are the widely distributed and occur across a wide range of ecological settings. They are often found on India. So soil is an earlier stage of development and alteration of a parent material development with structure, texture variation or color. May have one or more diagnostic horizon, cambic or ambic and molic. Do not have a algeric horizon. Found throughout their area are important soil. Now, alphy soil from pedal fair or a marble. Soil developed on a stable landscape and are formed under the soil or a humid and semi-humid climate. These rich soil more than 35% is saturated with the clay uh, enriched algeric horizon evidence play and elevation more strongly rather than in septi sol. less than algae soil, widely distributed in India. So on a moderate leach soil data have a relatively high native fertility. This soil have mainly found under forest and have the subsurface horizon in which place have accumulated algae soil or are primarily found in the temperate, humid and subhumid region of the world. Alfisol occupy a 10.1% of the global ice free land area in the USA. They are account for a 39.9% of the land area. Alfisol. Now, histosol. Histosol, orange. It's a Greek for histose. Histose means tissues. Organic in a histosols organic matter rich more than a 20% soil with a pretty horizon under the parameters water saturated and environment histic epidome. Organic matter accumulated in more than a decomposition. Histosol from a great histose tissues are a soil or are a composed mainly of organic materials. They contains the least 20 to 30% soil material matter by a weight and are more than a 40 centimeter thick. Bulk densities are quite low, often less than a zero point 0.3 gram centimeter cube. Most histosols form in settings such as wetland where the restricted drainage inhibits the decomposition of plants and animals remains allowing these organic materials to. This picture is a histosol. Spodo, spodosol. Spodosol also a Greek word. It means a wood and ash. Cool, humid climate and siliceous parent materials and alluvial horizon, successive oxide and humus formed under the wood as colored. Alluvial E horizon mainly of a silica, spodic horizon also called, not reported in India. So spotted soil as a brick spotters, it means wood ash or an acid soil characterized by surface accumulation of humus that is complex with the aluminium and iron. This is a photogenic soils typically formed in a porous structure, current material and have a light colored horizon overlaying a reddish brown spodic horizon. The process that forms this horizon is known as a podalization. Spodosol. Andisol, andisol soil Andisol, andisol from a Japanese word, and it means a black soil. Andisol having a soil developed on a volcanic ash, dark-colored soil with a low bulk density, high content of allophile minerals, and there's a low bulk density, at least around 1 milligram per cube, and sulfonates and andic properties, easy to cultivate soil and do not report in India. And this solves what is Japanese word ando. Ando means black soil or a soil that have been formed in a volcanic ash or other volcanic acid. They differ from those of other orders in that they typically are dominated by a glass and a short range order colloidal weathering products such as elephant, immobilite, and fer- uh, ferrite. As a result, andisols have andic properties. Andic property means unique chemical and physical properties that include high water holding capacity and in this soil. Next one is the mollisol. Mollisol, it's a Latin word. Mollis. Mollis means soft. Mollis soil having a dark colored based rich soil, more than a 50% gas saturated, soft, well saturated organic matter rich. Epidon mollic developed in a sub humid and humid climate under the grassland and forest vegetation. In India occurs and Tarai region of Uttarakhand and some other states. Uh, Molly soil are the soils of a grassland ecosystem. They are characterized by the thick, dark surface, horizontal fertile surface, horizon, uh, known as a molecule result from the long-term addition of organic materials derived from a plant root. Mollusol primarily occurs in the middle latitude and are the extensive in a perrier region. Ultisoil, ultisoil also Latin word ultimum. Ultimum means last. Ultisol having a base poor soil, humid tropical climate, higher rainfall and the temperature. Algorithm and the kindic horizon with a low base saturation, less than 35%. Evidence stage of weathering occur of a southern India and northeast region. So Ultisol from a Latin ultimum, ultimum means last, are a strongly laced and acid forest soil with a relatively low negative fertility. They are found primarily in humid temperature. The tropical areas of the world uh, typically on older stable landscape in intense weathering of primary minerals has occurred, and the much calcium, magnesium, and potassium has been released from this soil. This soil have a subsurface horizon in which plains have accumulated often with a strong yellowish and reddish color resulting from. Next one is a arid soil. Arid soil is also a Latin word. It means aridus. Aridus means dry. Arid soil having a arid soils found in arid climate, arid and semi-arid soil, dry for a most part of the year. Salt accumulation, surface and subsurface, silicate, gypsum, and calcary horizon found in the western and northwestern part of India. So, arid soil from a Latin aridus means dry or a calcium carbonate connecting soils are a arid region that the list some subsurface tourism development. They are characterized by the being dry most of the area and limited leaching arid soil content. Subsurface tourism in which plays calcium carbonate, silica salt, and or a gypsum have accumulated materials such as soluble salts, gypsum and calcium carbonate tends to be released from soils or moisture climates. Vertisol means vertisol, Latin word. Verto means onward. Uh, Concept of divided from a soil morphology and you know, 50% thick, uh, 50 centimeter thick black or other dark colored soil. Swell when a moist and strengthen and dry, which induce a deep wide cracks with a geologia, macro relief, or interesting site, a high clay content more than a 30% with a cemented type of minerals occur in a peninsular area. What is all from a Latin word? It means a verto. Verto means a turn or a clay-rich soil that has strength and swell with change in a moisture content during dry properties. Um, During dry periods, the soil volume shrinks and deep oil cracks from the soil volume and explains as it heat up. The shrink spell action creates serious injury problems and generally prevents formation of a distinct well-developed horizon in this soil. Globally, vertisols occupy 2.4% percent of the ice-free land area. Oxysol, it's a French word, oxide, deep weathered soil and humid topic and bricks red color, uniform profile and low amount of weatherable minerals, uh, indurated molded horizon may be present, dominated by a calionites and sexy oxy, not reported in India. Oxysol from a French word oxide are a very highly weathered soils that are found primarily in the intertropical region of the world. These soils contain a few weatherable minerals and are often rich in iron and aluminum oxide melted oxide. Soil occupies a 7.5 centimeter of the global ice free land areas. Normal jelly soil occurs in areas of cold region, erratic, uh, anaerotic, high mountain areas. Uh, Turbulence is an important process, and soil solution movement in the restricted due to a freezing temperature. Not reported in India, but may occur in a snow-converted Himalayas. The World Reference Basis for Soil Resources (WRB). There are mainly Mainly systems in a group of files, but there is no universally acceptable system for a soil classification are hundreds of years. Um, so it is a very difficult for any one system of adequate to meet all the regional and local objectives. Yet it is necessary to have one system acceptable and understandable to all pathologists working at different reasons. The World Reference Basis is the international standard taxonomy soil classification system adopted by the International Union of Soil Science. Short form USS. It was developed by the International Soil Reference and Information Center, uh, ICRI, ISRIC, in the collaborations with the FAO and the International Union of Soil Science and replaced the IFO soil classification. So the world the world reference basis has taken a concept from many classification systems, including the soil taxonomy, FAO soil map, legend of 1988 as a European concept. That classification is it based mainly on the soil morphology, which gives influence our pedogenesis and makes a difference with the soil taxonomy of USDA is that soil climate is not taken as a part of the system. So climate influence soil characteristics and are important for interpretations. In general, the diagnostic criteria much better existing system so that correlations is possible with the national and previous international system. Uh, a third edition of WRV has been introduced. Soils of India it has a total geographic area of 328.79 million hectare has a country exhibit diversity in physiographic and it influences the climate and vegetation. The climate and vegetation influence the geological formations of igneous sedimentary and metamorphic rocks occurring in the country, and this resulted is the development of a different type of parent materials and finally the soil thus has a difference in a dominating soil forming structures and the process resulted in the development of the wide variety of the soil in the country. So soils the first soil map of India was developed in 1932 by Skol Akshay, a Russian scientist, on basis of the then Russian pathological principle. Later soils of India were divided into 20 major soil groups by uh, Govindarajan, 1960s, 65, and Rai Chaudhary and the Govinder Rajan, 1971, revised the soil map, the uh, equivalents of a US system of the soil classification and the National Bureau of Soil Survey and Land Use Planning, 1892, uh, prepared a soil map of India 1.7 million scale using units of soil taxonomy with the information available at that time in in 2022 2002 and Bureau further developed the soil map of India 1:1 scale by uh, category uh, and the cartographic generalizations from state soil map on the uh, 1 ratio 25 to 150K scale published periodically. From 1989 onward, India has a variety of the land forms, geological and climatic condition, and therefore exhibit a diverse types of soil. The soils of the India can by a group in a two system, genetic system and taxonomy. Their former is based on a genetic factor and process, whereas the latter is based on a scientific and measurable soil properties which are reflected the soil genesis. Recent publications indicate that the seven soil or orders are occurring in the country. The orders like spodosol, oxysol, jelly and andisol are not reported in India. So the major soil or India can be grouped and the alluvial, black, red, and laterite and lateritic and desert soil. So the salt affected soil are the inter- interpreted in the sum of the above major soil groups. In terms of the soil taxonomy, the key for the seven orders, 23 suborders, 75 grade groups, and 250 subgroups, and 1247 families. Since this in this slide. Major soils in India and the number of categories different order. Orders like insectisols, common names also insectisol, alluvial soil, and anti-soil also called a alluvial soil, recent, alfy soil also called a great soil, alluvial soil, old, salt affected soil, woody soil, black and arid soil, desert soil, and aldi soil, red laterite and lateritic soil, molly soils, forest soil, and terai soils also. Intent for a graduate system student. Soil taxonomy groups, even the suborder level, are the large in number. Let's check here too the old major soil grouping. Major soil of India alluvial soil. Alluvial soils divided from alluvial deposited occupy about 113 million hectare in the Indo-Gangetic plains, Brahmaputra Valley and coastal areas. Distribution in Punjab, Haryana, Uttar Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Bihar, West Bengal, Assam, and East and West Coast. Alluvial soils are rich in a plant nutrient but deficient in organic carbon and nitrogen. Classified as anti-soil, insectisoil, alphy soil, and arido soil as per taxonomy. Black soil, black cotton soil. Very dark, cracking clay dominating soil, locally called a rugger, central India, and currently UP and Bhala, Gujarat. Developed from the weathered alluvium of a Deccan basalt, basic terrain material under an arid and semi-arid and subhumid climate. Occupy in About 55 million and occur in the Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh, Gujarat, Rajasthan, Chhattisgarh, and some parts of Karnataka and Tamil Nadu. Uh, Swell then with third strength and drying, developing deep wide cracks and sil- silken sides in a subsurface layer. High clay varying from a 30 to 60% high EC, 35 to 55 centimeter more. And the base rich calculus and the pH varies 7.5 and 9.5. Black color is due to a clay humus complex and proteins and titanium ferrous magnetic minerals inherently fertile, but the problem is a workability and the development of subsoil solidity in some pocket. They classify as a vertisol and a vertic in, integrates the suborders and then the subsalts and the alpha.